Why are state moral obligation bonds ethically complex? Imagine a city building a new bridge or a highway and issuing bonds to pay for it. These bonds might come with a promise from the state to support payments if revenues fall short. But what if the state chooses not to step in? That's where the ethical questions begin. State moral obligation bonds are a special kind of revenue, but issued by states or local governments. They are initially backed by income from a specific project, like tolls or lease fees. If those revenues are not enough to pay back the bonds, the state says it might help out. But this promise is not legally binding. It's a moral pledge, meaning the state is morally expected to support the payments but is not legally required to do so. This creates a tricky situation. Investors relying on the state's word to avoid losing money. But since the state is not legally obligated, there is no guarantee it will act if revenues fall short. This uncertainty makes investors question how reliable the promise really is. They might worry that the state will prioritize other spending or avoid supporting the bonds altogether. From a policy standpoint, this puts the state in a tough spot. Honoring the moral pledge can boost investor confidence and keep borrowing costs low. But if the state uses public funds to support these bonds, it might have to divert money from schools, hospitals, or other essential services. This raises fairness issues about which priorities should come first. Political factors also influence these decisions. Elected officials must decide whether to support the moral obligation bonds, knowing it could mean raising taxes or cutting services. These choices are often influenced by public opinion and political pressures, making the ethical landscape even more complicated. Many states create reserve funds to back these bonds, hoping to show good faith. These funds are meant to cover payments if revenues are insufficient. But they do not eliminate the fundamental issue. The state is not legally bound to step in. The moral promise remains an ethical gray area. In terms of law and policy, moral obligation bonds requiring careful regulation. Governments need transparency about the nature of these bonds and clear communication about the risks involved. Policymakers must balance protecting investors with responsible management of public resources. In the end, these bonds are ethically complex because they involve a promise that is morally strong but legally weak. They raise questions about the reliability of the state's commitments, the impact on public funds, and the influence of political decisions. All of these factors make moral obligation bonds a challenging tool in state policy and public finance.